Right guys, just want to show you a quick video on how to use resi-BLAST in a dirty pour, resin dirty pour. We've been asked on the groups quite a lot about the technique, so I'm just going to do a very quick flyby and show you. So if you want to come in a bit closer, focus on here. We started with Mastercast resin and hardener, Mastercast 121, which we've mixed up 500 milliliters, that's 250 milliliters each. I'm going to split it now. Obviously it's been mixed. I'm just going to pour it roughly equally into 4 cups. Each cup is going to represent one of our colors, one of our pigmented colors. As you can see in the front here, we're going to use 4 colors from the Resi Tint range, which are very strong polymeric pigments, so you don't need very much addition rate. And then also, of course, to create the cells, we're going to use the resi-BLAST, which is an additive that we make for creating all sorts of unusual effects in resin. So poured our 4 cups of resin out, and if you come in closer, let's start with this one, which is our cool grey, light grey. So if you can get right above there, you can see that I'm just going to put a couple of squeezes of pigment. You don't need very much. Into this one we'll go with our dark grey, a couple more of these. So what the purpose of showing you this is just to go through one of the 2 techniques of creating cells with Resin Art. Let's have a look at our white. And we're going to try and go quite strong on the white, because any type of work of this nature, white is really attractive to have. And then finally, I've got our black, Resi Tint Black. That's going to be a really awesome contrast with the white and the light grey. This is a very strong color, so we'll put less. So our colors are in place. Get a little mixing spoon. And if you can get in quite close, you'll see just how immediate the dispersion is. Just a couple of stirs of resin, stirs into the pigment, and it immediately changes color. So I'll do that one. This was the light grey. So once again, really just, and sometimes you want to leave it a little bit streaky so that it adds to the texture. You don't want to have it completely uniformly mixed. Now let's look at the white, and straight away, if I tilt that over, you can see the rich texture we're going to get. I'm going to leave this one also slightly under mixed, just to get some texture and some marbling within the white. And finally the last color, which is the black. This one really will take immediately, so have a look at that. Half a dozen stirs in either direction. And so this is the advantage of using a proper polymeric pigment rather than using acrylic paint or acrylic powder or any other type of pigment. The dispersion is uniform, it's smooth, and it's immediate. Right, now the magic. We've got our 4 colors. Going to open up the resi-BLAST dispersion media, and just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 drops into each color. 3, just 4 squirts, more than enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. So resi-BLAST into each one. Going to do a different technique. I'm just going to give some colors a really good stir up, so the resi-BLAST is well mixed in, and others I'm just going to give a little bit of a stir. And the reason for this is, if it's not mixed in very well, you get bigger cells developing. You can actually see cells occurring in there already. Let's give the white a stir. We've got the resi-BLAST in there. And then in this one. Right, so we've got our colours. we've got our resi-BLAST into it. Maybe just give this one a little bit more. And now we're going to pour our colours back into the original mixing container and layer up our dirty pour. Remember, the colours that go in first are going to be the colour that comes out last. So I think it's nice to go with a white, because you like that to sit at the top, give you the definition in the cells, in the bordering of the cells. Let's go with a bit of that one. Now some grey. Should start to see reactions, mini reactions occurring right straight away in here. Another little tip as well, in between every few layers I like to drizzle a little bit more resi-BLAST, just to make sure that it sits nicely in the vertical sort of order of colours. Go a little bit more white here. Get that under the camera so you can see the effect of that. And there's no order to the colouring, obviously it's going to come out in one steady pour, one steady stream. Let's finish off maybe with the lighter colours. Let's go with the grey. Let's finish with a bit of white. Do one more squirt of resi-BLAST on this layer. Then I think we can get that in a zigzag. And then let's just scoop the rest of the white out onto that. Got a nice round panel canvas here, which should really enable the dirty pour to flow evenly without any tilting required. And let's finish off with that colour. Let's get just a zigzag. Right, so pretty much ready. If you want to focus over here, got our dirty pour, got our resi-BLAST mixed into our dirty pour colours. Now there's two schools of thought. You can either give it a swirl, a couple of swirls in this direction, and if you look already we have some cellular development. If you can focus in very close on there, see it's already bubbling and frothing and selling up. The other school of thought some artists prefer is to take the spoon and give it a couple of stirs. You get more of a swirly effect, but either way, make sure you don't mix it too much, because you want the colours to remain separate and integral to each other. Right, so if we can come up here, get right above here, and here we go. Pouring in the centre and just letting it run in one direction. If you can get close in on that. I'll get out the way here. You should start seeing lots of cellular development. To raise this up here, because I think that's table's not completely level. So we'll give that a slight raise up. Same with the side. Right, so that is a resin dirty pour. Give it a bit of help. Don't really like tilting these colours, but in this case we're going to give it a little bit of a stretch around just to complete the shape a bit. Also then gives you the chance of opening up the size and the borders of the cells. Right, can you get close in on the cells and have a look, especially in the white and the greys? So that should cure very nicely. Another advantage of doing a resin dirty pour with resi-BLAST as opposed to a fluid acrylic pour is that the cells generally will remain there. With fluid acrylics you can look, it looks like you've got a really great cell development initially, and when you come back a few hours later they've all slumped into each other because of the fluidity of the acrylics. But with the resin, it should really stay in one place. If you have a look here now, we're getting even more cell development as the slumping occurs. And you can control this to a certain extent, and you can stop it whenever you deem necessary. Okay, just hope that helped you guys, and try and do a couple of more videos like this from time to time. Thank you very much.